to Our Stories, Our Strength session, Triggering Change, where youth voices matter and real conversations happen. I'm your host, Honesty, and today we're at Horton's Kids Media Lab, sponsored by In a Perfect World, closing out National Youth Violence Prevention Week, which runs from Monday, April 27th to May 1st this year. It's a dedicated time to raising awareness about the impact of violence on young people and uplifting solutions led by youth and communities. It's important because too many of us are affected directly or indirectly, and these conversations cannot keep being ignored. Today's topic is serious but necessary. We're talking about gun violence and how it's affecting young people in our communities, especially in DC, and what we're seeing and what we believe needs to change. But first, let's hear from our junior advisors in YDM. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Okay, my name is Nayemka, but everyone calls me Nia, and I'm a youth advisor with YDM. I'm passionate about creating safer spaces for young people and making sure our voices are heard and not just talked about.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah. I'm also a part of YDM, a youth advisor. And I care about this work because I've seen how gun violence impacts people my age, and I want to be a part of the change.
Okay, and can y'all tell us more about YDM and why we're doing this podcast today?
Well, first, YDM stands for Young Different Minds, and we're a youth advisory board that's a part of the Trigger Project, and we help young people grow, lead, and speak up for what matters, and we're working to create change in our communities.
This podcast aligns with our campaign, Our Stories, Our Strength, which we're partnered with Muskegon Violence Prevention Youth Advisory Board.
We have also partnered with the University of Michigan Youth Violence Prevention Center so that we can create a space where youth can share their stories anonymously with no judgment and no pressure, just real experience to make sure that they're not alone. We'll be sharing resources that youth can connect with. Also, we hope to engage with youth through social media, through polls, prompts, and more. So be sure to follow us at the Trigger Project, link in bio.
We're doing this now because the issue isn't going away. If anything, it's getting closer to us and closer to home for a lot of us. We're not just statistics. People need to hear directly from youth. Our stories matter, and our voices need to be included when it comes to finding solutions.
Okay, y'all. I know that was a lot. But why do y'all think gun violence happens, especially among young people?
It's not just one reason. It's a list of reasons why. First, trauma and emotional pain. People feel like they can't, deal with their trauma, or they feel like their only way to deal with their trauma is through violence or to
use the guys. Okay.
And I'd also say it's because of the exposure to gun violence. So that's personal or in their community, knowing someone who has been impacted by gun violence, whether they're close or they're just distant friends with the person. It kind of makes like this normalization when they see it all around them.
Do y'all know somebody that's been impacted by gun violence?
I do. I know a lot of people, actually.
And how did that impact y'all?
In a way, it made my brain register as something that's not important, and more so as something that I'm supposed to see in my community. Like, because I used to live around here, so I moved from Northeast. Well, I moved from Southeast, which is around this area, to Northeast, and like coming down, it was like this wave of nostalgia. Like, oh, my people, like I used to be at this corner store, I used to be over here, I used to go to school up here, and then it's like you see like, oh, I remember someone died over here, someone got shot over here, or I see the same boy over here who did this to so-and-so, like a wave just hit me. So for me, it literally that's why I want to push the youth to share their stories, because you might think this is something that's an everyday occurrence, but
it ain't normal at all.
It's not.
It ain't normal
and
at
you're
all.
probably impacted by it way more than you think. I feel like for me, I had to get my body out of it so that once I got my body away from it, it's like all the trauma and everything that I was holding in collapsed in me. I felt so weak, and I cried a lot when I moved into my new house, because it's
okay, we all cry.
I
cried this morning, y'all.
But yeah.
Also, lack of trusted adults and support systems. Like, people, they most people at home, like, we never really know what someone's really going through. So someone could have the biggest smile on their face. They're the light in the room when they walk in. But it's like they have a dull life at home, and it's like they can't escape it, honestly. So, and no mentors, lack of mentors.
I agree with that. It's really
no
not
positive influence.
I about to say when you don't have any positive influences around you, I feel like you become a target of everything in your environment. So it's easy to become.
I wouldn't say a
swept up.
target though. I say a victim though, cause like.
But I say target because that's where we'll also go into like the systematic things of it, of poverty and what comes with poverty. So it's like, in my opinion, especially like Black boys are targeted. Like they don't even feel like they have a sense of identity outside of what they see around them or in their families. It's like, okay, well, my dad was doing this and selling drugs and all this, so I need to do it. So that's what I more so mean by targeted. But they're a victim. It all starts with victimization. But then after that victimization, it's what happens after it that continues on and makes new generations
how you take
of people.
accountability for your actions.
Exactly.
I understand.
Okay.
So what else y'all think? Y'all want to say some more from the list? Or?
I think we kind of covered everything.
Okay. Why do you guys think that youth gun violence is happening specifically in DC?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
People feel like they see their friends out here in the stuff, so they feel like they gotta connect with their friends and get into it too. So
social media.
Yeah, the music. Not to be one of those people.
No, it really do be the music thing.
Really, like,
because when you target, again, that word coming up, but when you have somebody who don't feel like they have an identity and that's all they hear in the music they listen to, especially in DC, like DC, we have our own like
culture
genre of culture and rap specifically. And when you turn on some DC rap, they talking about the same thing.
They just turn it off.
So it's really easy to get wound up in trying to emulate what you're seeing or want to look cool, because I feel like it's so local. Like, it's so many times where a DC rapper is just on the bus with you, on the train with you, like you don't know them, but you know them, like you know this face, you know this person, so you want to be accepted, or also too, I just feel like when you don't have nothing else to do, what can you look forward to when you're in situations like this? What are your goals? When you don't have a goal, you don't have a structure, it's easy to just turn to whatever's around you and feel like that's all you got.
Okay, I want to ask y'all something else. What role do y'all think that the police serve for the youth? Like, what do y'all think that the police aim to like do for the youth? Like when they down there down Navy Yard, Gallery Place, cracking down on the curfew and stuff. But y'all know how they do it. Like, what y'all think about that?
Honestly, I really just think it just depends on like the severity of the situation, on like how wild the groups are, or if does that make sense?
Yeah. So sometimes you do think the force they use is unnecessary.
Yeah. Okay. Some like for instance, okay, last night I was literally getting off the bus on my way home from work, and it was a police car, and then there was some regular cars, but they were police in the cars. They were like jump outs, I guess. And it was a group of boys. They was walking, and as the police they going through the green light, they screamed out F-12. Oh. Police swerved through the store parking lot. They cut off traffic to get to these boys. It was two little boys. They cut off traffic, had the lights in their faces. But
mind you, they had freedom of speech.
Yeah, I'm not saying what they said was right or wrong, but because freedom of speech is a thing, but it's just like
it wasn't that necessary. Yeah. I feel like
yeah. I feel like I have a different perspective because, like, I'm a very radicalized person, not by choice. I just feel like if you grow up how I grew up, you don't have a choice but to, like, not see things as such black and white. I can understand, like, because I knew people like this. Like, they became a police officer to help their community, and then you quickly realize that that's not what police officers are for. I hate to be that person. And it does depend on where you are, because if I call from Northeast and I need help, they're going to come. But when I used to call down here and I need help, they're not coming. So when it comes down to youth, I feel like there's not a lot of sensitivity and there's not a lot of care for their well-being. It's just the labeling of them being criminals or causing problems. And it's like youth aren't allowed to, like, I don't know how to say this in a way that someone will understand. But like when I grew up watching these coming of age movies of people of different races, it's like they were allowed to be rebellious or troublemakers and they were rebels. But when black little boys and girls do it, it's like they're the scum of the earth and they don't have a chance. So I don't feel like the police are exactly doing anything to help it. Mm-hmm. I think they're adding to the incarceration rate. And I think that they're useful for people who want to feel better when they lay down at night to know that there's not youth on the street. But where do the youth go from there?
Right. Okay. That makes sense. And, okay, I got one more question. It's the last question. What role do y'all think poverty and lack of opportunity play in gun violence when it comes to D.C.?
I think it plays a major role because first thing that I just thought of or that we were just discussing is food deserts and processed foods and just the anger that comes from being someone who's starving or down and out. I feel like after a while you get tired of being that person who is lacking. So even when we go into like when people get robbed for materialistic things, I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg because when you're someone who has nothing and then you see other people around you who have like what you perceive as everything. So like nice shoes, a house, a car, that type of stuff, it can derail you because you're like, well, why when I go home, my house looks like this? Or why don't I have food every day? Or when I do eat, why do I feel this way? And we can go into like how processed foods literally have like mood disruptors and it makes people a bit off the rails anyway, but we won't. So I'll say it goes hand in hand because operating out of lack and scarcity can make you do anything to escape it. Mm-hmm. And I do mean like anything. So
some people really when they have nothing, they will do whatever they have to do to get what they want. And they don't care who they come across in the process, who they hurt, or anything. So
it's like every man for themselves.
Yeah. They're in survival mode.
That's survival mode. That's literally what it is.
I feel like that's how you got to be in a city, and that's sad. We shouldn't have to feel like that. Like we should feel like we should be able to kick back, go somewhere, chill. You shouldn't have to be starving. You shouldn't have to be mad because you're starving. That's not right.
It's literally like I feel like people view, because I even like as someone who had opportunities that other people didn't, even though I'm from the same community, I feel like certain things that are considered a luxury shouldn't be a luxury. Like the fact that I was able to get an internship or I had a job or the food that I had access to over someone who has none or lower quality, like it really like it feels dystopian. I really feel like a lot of the world is in a dystopia because that makes no sense. Like, and I'll go back into coming from where I moved to coming down here. Like the vibe, the energy, everything is just different.
I also feel like growing up in DC, you liable to be bred two different type of ways. Like it's people like us, we trying to prevent the violence and give back to the community and help everybody out. But it's also those people that fall victim to what's going on around them. So like they just kind of lost in the sauce.
And you just become. Even when we talk about victimization, I feel like also, too, you just become content. You feel comfortable in it. Like, you don't feel like there's nothing else for you. Like, when you really talk to these kids and you ask them, like, even when we talk about the trauma that they're going through, like, they really just feel like, well, that's every day. Like, oh, yeah, I lost
they
5
think
people,
it's
10
normal,
people.
and it's not
that's
normal.
Like, that's
not
for
okay.
Them. And then it's us. It's like, even me, like, having to unpack that, like, hey, so it's not a normal thing for me to look at my high school class or look at people I grew up with and they're no longer here. Or they've fallen onto like really bad times and they're no longer able to pull themselves out of it. So you just become content and you feel comfortable. And I just feel like with me and my story and what I'm pushing for and what we're all pushing for with Trigger and what Muskegon is helping us out with, I just feel like we're all trying to have these uncomfortable conversations and wake up the comfortability of it all. Because a lot of people, even when you think about like how you're going to make change, the people who aren't bothered by it, you could tell how comfortable they are. Like, or how the most uncomfortable thing they'll go through is having to hear about what we're talking about, but they'll never experience it.
Okay, well, we're going to keep talking about all of this and how it impacts us and what we can actually do about it. Thank you guys for being open and honest.
Thank you for
you for
having us,
having us.
Honesty.
You're welcome. We have some guests joining us to go deeper into youth gun violence and why it's happening and what's being done about it. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Elijah. I'm from Southeast DC. I'm 16.
And what's your exposure level to gun violence?
I say my exposure level is a high.
My name is Malcolm Smith. I'm from DC Southeast, and I'm 18. My exposure to gun violence level is like medium high, but I'm gonna say high for right now.
Well, we appreciate y'all for being willing to have this conversation. And first of all, I want to go ahead and read an anonymous story submission that we've received for our Stories, Our Strengths campaign that we just launched this week. And the topic was gun violence, how gun violence impacts my community. And the question is, tell us about a time gun violence affected you or your community. And we have a 17-year-old male from Southeast that said, a time gun violence has affected me is when my best friend got shot and I was in shock, so it made me really timid to my surroundings. And I was paranoid of my every move, thinking I was in danger or I was going to become a danger to my community. So thank you to whoever shared that. Right. Stories like these aren't easy to tell, and youth experiencing these type of circumstances or events are not alone, and resources are available. So before we discuss, I just want to mention again that we do have a resource guide that features different types of resources, from mental health to accessing basic needs or getting involved in protective activities in the community, and sharing your voice. So the link to the resource guide will be available in the show notes. So check that out. Okay, so how did hearing that story make y'all feel?
Hearing that story made me feel like it's a lot of people out here that's going through stuff like that, like we don't know about and stuff. So like that's why we should treat everybody like how we want to be treated, because we don't never know what somebody going through at home.
What you think, Malcolm?
I think like
How does hearing this story make you feel?
it made me feel like a certain type of way. Like it touched me emotionally a little bit. Like just like messed up a little bit. That he gotta go through what he gotta go through and stuff like that.
And what would y'all tell this youth, or like what's some advice that you would give them for so they can feel comfortable?
Some advice I would give them, I would say, try to keep your mind off that. Like, looking at more things you could do, keep your mind off that, and just go about, not go about your life, but
Find better things to fulfill your time.
Yeah.
Okay. You need me to ask again? Mm-hmm. What would you tell this youth to make them feel comfortable?
I tell them just take it one step, or take it one step at a time for real. You know, take some coping skills, take some little. I say the best thing to do in that type of situation is taking some time away to yourself, some real time away.
I agree.
Okay. Do y'all have any resources to recommend, people they could talk to, places they could go?
I say just listen to music. Just keep your mind off that. You could do activities you like play football, play basketball. Keep your mind off that.
I say sign up for bowl yoga.
Okay. So when y'all hear about gun violence happening in y'all community, how does it affect y'all personally?
It affects me personally because I was exposed to that before, so I know what's really going on. I don't know, I know what's really happening and stuff.
Okay, so if you could just if you could put it in one word, what word would you say?
What would I say?
When you hear about gun violence, what's one word?
Curious. I'm just curious about how it all happens. It's about a lot of stuff.
And when you hear about gun violence in your community, how does it affect you?
It affect me because me, on my behalf, I've been heavily exposed to gun violence. So it's I lost a closest friend to gun violence. So it's and that experience, it had like a deep impact on me for real. So it shaped how I see my environment and my community different. But everything that I do now, it's like I do it for my community and for myself as well.
Okay. And to build on that, do y'all feel like young people are becoming like numb to this, and why or why not?
Like what you mean by like numb?
Like, basically they think it's so normal that they feel like they don't have to like confront their pain. Basically,
Yeah, I feel like it's that way because like a lot of people just be trying to fit into stuff that don't got nothing to do with them. Also, like it's just that the way like everybody growing up, parents not having like as much control over them, people in poverty, just a lot of stuff that goes into gun violence that people don't speak about.
and but do you feel like people are becoming numb to it? Why or why not?
It's like I feel like people is becoming numb to it because it's like if it's still like waiting on you, it makes sense to like talk about it. So it's like whether it's with someone you trust or even just getting your thoughts out, it's like it can help you more. So it's like in my eyes, I feel like people is getting numb to it for real because it's like
Do y'all feel like y'all
that's
numb
something
to
that's
it?
like a disease for real. I look at it as a disease.
Do I feel like I'm numb to it? I see a little bit. It's like it's just been happening. It's nothing I can do to stop it. For real, for real. So
Okay. Let's talk about what we're seeing. Like, what do you think some of the main reasons gun violence is happening like among youth today?
youth, I feel like
Like, what influences them and stuff?
what influenced the youth, I feel like people not doing what they supposed to be doing, like staying in school, getting their education. They worry about the other stuff. They worry about like the stuff that's not really needed to be worried about.
So, like, trying to fit in, like, with the
Trying to
people that's around them and
trying to
stuff like
fit
that.
in. And then I feel like it's also the community around. If you see other people start doing it, you will want to try it too, and see how it go. I feel like the community right now just needs like, I don't know, something better to do.
Yeah, I agree. What you think?
It's like I think it's because of like trauma and stuff, like because people like lose their like family and friends, and that can lead to like anger, fear, stress, sadness. And
Tension.
by they doing that, it's like they having that without guidance. So you dealing through all that without no guidance. So it's going
Going through all that by
to
yourself.
build up in you.
So y'all know what ACEs are, right?
Hmm?
Like adverse childhood experiences. That's what they call it, I
I'm
believe.
familiar with it.
Okay, so y'all think like that types of stuff, like those type of things play a role in why people like participate in gun violence. Okay. Before I wrap up, I want to share another story that we received for our Stories, Our Strengths campaign. Tap in, y'all, tap in. The topic was challenges I'm dealing with in my community, and the question was, tell us about something you are dealing with right now that you wish you could get support with. We have a non-binary 20-year-old from Southeast that said, currently I'm dealing with wanting to find ways to connect and find community. I'm not one of the people who particularly fits in one place or label, but I still want to find a space with similar interests. I feel as if a lot of other youth share my same sentiments of not being able to find community. Thank you again for whoever shared that. And I got a couple questions for y'all. So, let me see. I'm going to start with, what do you think should happen to help youth find community? And why do you think that finding community is important?
I feel like finding community is important because like that's what you are really looking to, like when you don't like, I don't know how to say it, like community is important because that's who you really be around, like that's where you really at. I feel like bad community equals like it reflects on yourself, and a good community reflects good on yourself.
What you think, Malcolm?
I think like finding community is important because if you grow up in an area where it is violence at, or where it's often violence at, that is going to start to feel normal, or it's going to start to feel expected. So you got to really
Find somewhere safe to go.
Find somewhere safe to go. Not even find somewhere safe to go. Surround yourself. You could still be in your area. Surround yourself with different people. You know what I'm saying?
Somewhere you don't gotta be in survival mode at all the time.
Yeah, you
type.
don't gotta be in survival mode or defense mode. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it might be. Some people might look at it as survival mode or defense mode. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like the reason is important. You gotta have like your little, just your time for
Gotta have your
yourself.
safe space.
Yeah, your little safe space.
What are some things that could help youth find community? What y'all think?
I feel like. Could you repeat the question again?
What are some things that could help youth find community? Like could the city throw events? Should they do like workshops?
I think.
No.
I'm sorry, but when he said I got something to say, add on that. I think they should do like more DPR like parties.
Yeah, I know
Like
they-
it was cool. That was
the little
cool.
spring thing.
Yeah, that joint was cool.
Yeah, I know they got a whole little week of stuff going on though for the I
Spring
guess
break.
for spring break. I like that they did that though. That was nice. What you think, Elijah? You think more stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like more stuff like that, but like more stuff like where it's not a lot of people, cause like recently for the DPR things, I've been seeing people have fun with them, but people still use them as another way to link up with people, like to fight and all this other stuff. Like, I feel like there should be like more stuff like that, but now there's a lot of people. Like I don't know how to say it. I feel like more stuff should open up in DC. Actually, like it's not really that much to do in DC.
Okay. Next question is like what do y'all think creates a safe space? Like what do you think is needed in order for a space to feel safe to you?
For a safe space, I think what's needed, a good environment, good people to surround yourself with, and also, I say people. How do I say this? People that you know you will get along with, like people like that share the same interests as you and stuff.
Okay. And what purpose do y'all think the police serve for youth? Like, do y'all think that the police come out and crack down on the curfew to like protect us, or just to be bossing us around because they have the authority to? Like, what's y'all perspective?
I feel like it's both. I know like Navy Yard, they just had a curfew because a lot of people be fighting. Also, that's where like our youth goes. That's where our youth go to like escape, like have fun. Like I know like what parents think and what youth think is two different things. Like I don't know how to say it. Like our fun is different from what they call fun. So yeah.
What you think about the police influence in the city?
The police influence, I don't like the police influence. My personal opinion, I don't like the police influence. I don't like the police spray because I feel like they the ones just making these youth go into these. I don't want to say kids. I want to say children or youth. I want these youth go into survival mode. You know what I'm saying?
They feel like they got washed their back from the people.
They only
around
here to
them.
protect like themselves or like in Capitol grounds and stuff like that. You know, and well-seated neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, let me see. What's another good
They
question
was here to
ask?
protect. They'd come before youth get taken from this. Or they come after. You know what I'm saying?
After it's already bad. So what do you think sharing your story or youth sharing their stories would do for the community?
I feel like sharing your story will let you find the people like that got interest as you, like that's going through the same thing as you. Could find people like that, talk to them, get to know them and stuff.
What you think, Michael?
I feel like they just get to understand my more so like my feeling or my opinion on this side of it.
Do y'all think that sharing like stories like this is like helpful or harmful for the community?
I feel like it's helpful because since they're anonymous, you don't really like know who's really going through what. So, like, yeah, you can help them by giving them some coping skills, some way to get over some stuff. Yeah.
What you think, Malcolm? Helpful or harmful? Telling a story.
Telling the story might be helpful and it might be harmful in the same way because people might have mixed emotions on the situation.
Okay, and like when they feel what emotion would in what case would it be harmful?
It might, like your story might hurt them or something. You know, make them feel emotional, make them cry or something.
Okay. Okay, and this one is for everybody that's listening too. What does a safe community look like to you? What a safe community look
Safe
like?
community
to you?
looks like what we doing right now is sitting down, chilling, having a conversation. I won't really call this a podcast. I just say we just in community right now chilling. You know what I'm saying?
My community I feel safe. I don't feel nothing wrong.
Calm. You don't gotta be in attack mode.
Attack mode, defense mode. I'm just cool there.
It's our community. Okay. Before we wrap up, we want to remind everyone that this conversation does not end here. And if you're a young person and you're experiencing or have been impacted by gun violence, your story also matters. And through Our Stories, Our Strengths campaign, you can submit your story anonymously, link below. This is your space to be seen and to help create change. Thank you to our guests, our advisors, and everyone listening. Thank you again to Horton's Kids Media Lab, sponsored by In a Perfect World. And thank you to MVP and the Michigan YVPC for partnership in the OSOS campaign. This is the OSOS Sessions, Triggering Change, where youth don't just talk about issues, we work towards solutions. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember, your voice has power.